everyone, I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to crochet the Happy Trails scarf, which is a wonderfully thick, oversized scarf. It measures approximately 10 inches across by 96 inches long, and it features a beautifully textured, kind of unique looking wide herringbone stitch. The stitch is absolutely gorgeous in the scarf, and again creates a lot of texture. The texture is all to one side, but it looks and feels so cozy when it's worked up. So today for the tutorial I'm going to be using a worsted weight yarn. I'm working with the Mandala yarn by Lion Brand. I will be using one of their bonus bundles. So this cake has approximately 1,181 yards to it, and you are going to use most of this cake. You will have a little bit left over depending on the length of your fringe, but if you're working it to the full 96 inches by 10 inches, you are going to use most of it. After working mine, this is all I had left of my one cake. So it is quite large, quite cozy as well. You're also going to need, you're going to need one of those cakes, about 1,100 yards of worsted, actually it's a light DK weight yarn. So a number 3 yarn. Let me see if I can just pull it up there. There's the color, and it is a 3 lightweight yarn. You're also going to need a 5mm crochet hook. Links to these items can be found in the description also in this video. Also in the description you'll find a direct link to the free written instructions, which are on my website at richtexturescrochet.com. So thank you so much for joining me. While you're here, I invite you to subscribe, take a look around. There are several other free scarf crochet patterns here on my channel, as well as other crochet patterns for you and for your home. So until let's grab our hooks and yarn and get started. Our scarf pattern today is worked in rows, and we're going to be working the shorter ends of our scarf. So you're going to start by making a slip knot, and then by working a foundation chain, and our foundation chain today is going to be 52 chains, and this will give you a width of about 10 inches. Now if you'd like to change the size of your scarf, the width of your scarf, you're going to need a stitch multiple of 10 stitches plus 2 for that foundation chain. So today I'm going to chain 52. There's 10. $30. There's 50 and 51 and 52. Once you have that foundation chain worked, you're going to work row 1 by working a single crochet into the second chain from your hook. Then chain 1, skip the next chain, and work a single crochet into your next chain. You're going to repeat that all the way across. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next stitch, all the way across where you will work your final single crochet into the final stitch. At the end of your row 1, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now for row 2, we're essentially going to repeat our row 1. You're going to work a single crochet into that first stitch. Your chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Chain 1, skip the next chain 1 space, and single crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1, skip the next chain 1 space, and single crochet into the next stitch. You're going to repeat that all the way across where you will work your final single crochet into the top of that final single crochet stitch. At the end of row 2, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now for row 3, we're going to begin some of that texture on the front of our scarf. So you're going to start by working a single crochet into the first stitch. You're then going to chain 5. Next, you're going to skip the next chain 1 space and single crochet twice. So chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Now working in front of the chain space, we're going to slip stitch into the chain space 2 rows below. So this is our next chain 1 space. You're going to insert your hook into the chain 1 space 2 rows below and work a slip stitch. You're then going to chain 5. Next, you're going to skip the next single crochet and chain 1 space twice. So single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, then into your next single crochet stitch, work 1 single crochet. You're going to repeat that all the way across. So chain 5, skip the next chain 1 space and single crochet twice. So chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Work a slip stitch into the next chain 1 space 2 rows below. Chain 5 and skip the next single crochet, chain 1 twice. Single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet into your next stitch. Repeat that all the way across. At the end of row 3, chain 1 and turn your work. Your texture should all be to the front side. Now for row 4, you're going to begin with a single crochet into the first stitch. You're then going to chain 1, skip the next chain 1 space, and into the next single crochet, work a double crochet stitch. And you're going to do this 4 times. So you're working into the single crochet stitches that would be 2 rows below, and you're working in behind your chain spaces, your long chain 5s. So there's once, so chain 1, skip the next chain 1 space, double crochet into the next stitch, repeat that again, into the next single crochet 2 rows below, once you've done that 4 times, you're going to chain 1 and work a single crochet, skip the next chain 1 space and work a single crochet into the next single crochet stitch. Chain 1 and repeat. So chain 1, skip the next chain 1 space, work a double crochet into the single crochet 2 rows below, and repeat that 4 times. Chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Repeat that 4 times, then chain 1, work a single crochet into the next single crochet stitch. Repeat that all the way across. At the end of your row 4, you've chained 1 single crochet into that final single crochet stitch. Chain 1 and turn your work. Now for row 5, we're going to begin with a single crochet into the first stitch. We're going to work some more of those long chain stitches. You're then going to chain 5, skip the next chain 1 space and double crochet twice. Chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Then into the next chain 1 space, 2 rows below, work a slip stitch. At this point, it gets a little bit easier to see because you're always working in the chain 1 space that's directly above where you worked the slip stitch before. You're then going to chain 5, skip the next double crochet, chain 1 twice. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and single crochet into the next single crochet stitch. You're going to repeat that all the way across, chain 5, skip the next chain 1 double crochet twice, and work a slip stitch into the next chain 1 space 2 rows below, chain 5, and single crochet into the next single crochet stitch. Repeat this all the way across. At the end of your row 5, chain 1 and turn your work. You'll now have 2 rows of these long chain stitches on the front of your work. For row 6, you're going to work a single crochet into that first stitch, chain 1, skip the next chain 1 space, and working in front of that long chain, you're going to work a double crochet into the next double crochet stitch 2 rows below. You're going to do that 4 times, chain 1, double crochet in the next double crochet 2 rows below, all the way across. Well, you have until you have repeated it 4 times. Then chain 1, single crochet into the next single crochet stitch. You're now going to repeat that all the way across. Chain 1, double crochet in the next double crochet 2 rows below, chain 1, skip the space, double crochet in the next double crochet 2 rows below. Do that a total of 4 times. And then chain 1 and single crochet into the next single crochet stitch. Repeat that all the way across. At the end of row 6, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. You're now going to, for the rest of the scarf pattern, well, almost all the rest of it, you're going to repeat your rows 5 and 6 until your work from the beginning measures approximately 96 inches, or the desired length. So your row 5 began with a single crochet in that first stitch, followed by your chain 5 and slip stitch. So then skip your next chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, slip stitch into the chain 1 space 2 rows below, chain 5, and single crochet into the next single crochet stitch. Repeat that all the way across, chain 1, turn your work, and then repeat the row 6 that we just worked. Once your work measures approximately 96 inches, you're going to finish off on a repeat of row 5, and then you have one more row to work to kind of finish off your scarf before you go ahead and add a fringe. So I'm actually going to continue working across here on my repeat of row 5, and then I'm going to show you that final row. Okay, so once you've worked 96 inches, you finish off in a row 5 just like I have, except yours will be much longer. You can chain 1 and turn your work. For your final row, you're going to work a single crochet into this first stitch, chain 1, skip the next chain 1 space, and simply work a single crochet into your next stitch. Repeat that all the way across. Chain 1, skip the chain 1 space, single crochet into the next stitch. And it's into the next stitch 2 rows below. So you're again working in behind that long chain 5 until you get to your single crochet, and then you're just single crochet in the top of that single crochet stitch. So you're going to repeat that all the way across. You'll finish off with a single crochet in your final stitch, and then you can fasten off and weave in your ends. You're then going to, if you wish, can add a fringe to your scarf. I'm just going to set this one aside, and I'll bring this one up here, my sample one, and I'll just show you how I worked my fringe. You can make it shorter or longer, it's really up to you. But for my fringe, I cut lengths of yarn. These ones are about 6-8 inches or so, 5 of them all together. And then into each chain 1 space, along the end of your scarf, you're simply going to pull those strands of yarn through, fold them over so that they meet, and then I simply tied a knot to hold them in place. You're going to do that for each chain 1 space all the way across the end of your scarf. You can then take some scissors and trim your ends, and that's how you work the final fringe on your Happy Trails scarf. That's all there is. So thank you so much for joining me, and once again I invite you to take a look around and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. If you happen to make this scarf, be sure to share it on social media. You can tag Rich Textures Crochet and I'll come by and admire it. Until next time, happy crocheting. Bye.